Um, in my first book, A Time for Silence, a young woman, Sarah, comes across a derelict cottage called Derwen in North Pembrokeshire, and she realises it was where her grandparents had lived in the 1930s and 40s. How absolutely idyllic, except that she discovers that her grandfather, John Owen, was murdered there. The book explains the how and the why of his murder, but then I wrote a prequel, The Covenant, to explain how John Owen came to be who he was. It begins in 1883, in the midst of an agricultural depression, and goes on through the First World War. It's the story of John's aunt, Leah Owen, who brought him up. The Owen family, headed by Father Thomas, is loving, hard-working and devout. Their lives centre on chapel and their precious land, all 24 acres, 1 rood and 8 perches of it. They only rent it, but they're convinced that God has given it to them as a reward for their loyalty. But then everything turns sour. The precious eldest son is fatally injured and his father's mind is warped into the nastiest form of religiosity. The mother dies, the daughters leave, the younger son falls from grace with a vengeance. And Leah is left as the only one with the strength, intelligence and determination to keep the farm going, for the sake of her nephew John. Duty drives her, and it costs her all her dreams until she realises that this gift of land from God is actually a curse that is poisoning them all, even John. Maybe there's only one way left for her to break free. Read it and you'll find out if she does.